I'm Linda Moulton Howe. Since graduating from Stanford University, where I produced documentaries about medicine and science, I have investigated the world beneath the pressure of fact. I am a truth hunter on this planet, this solar system, and the universe beyond.
This is called Revelations. From Alien Encounters. This is great.
Truth Hunter includes investigations of symbols discovered on the surfaces of UFO debris in the Roswell crashes of the 1940s and beyond, to many other locations that lead up to U.S. Army Sergeant C.J., I call him, and his wife on June 29, 2015. They were faced with an 820-foot diameter disc above their truck in Wadley, Georgia. Across the middle of the huge disc were symbols that I recognized, a couple of them as nearly the same as symbols drawn by Staff Sergeant James Penniston after midnight on December 26, 1980 in Rendlesham Forest near RAF Bentwaters Woodbridge. So let's start now with a comparison of the Wadley craft symbols with those in the Rendlesham Forest incident. The far left symbol on the Wadley, Georgia disc seems to match the far left bottom symbol that Staff Sergeant James Penniston sketched after he touched raised symbols on a 9-foot-long black glassy triangular craft in Rendlesham Forest. That was in England, and it was about 3 a.m. on December 26, 1980.
Fibroids, cancer, ovarian cancer, you have prostate cancer, you have depression, low energy, low libido. All of these things are on the rise because people are not understanding that they are not just an individual. Human beings are comprised of about 37 trillion microorganisms known as your cells. And like any organism, it is very important that they live in a healthy environment. Very important, it's absolutely critical. However, in this day and time, people's environment of their cells, which is the bloodstream, is toxic. It's absolutely acidic and toxic. This is why you hear so much about, detox. Everybody wants to detox. People have realized that it's the environment that the cells are in that contribute to the energy level of those cells and the lifespan of those cells. Okay, so when we look at this, it's very important that we start to realize that our foods, a lot of the junk foods and the sugary foods, all of the processed foods, it causes an acidic environment in the cells. Now, not only foods, also your drinks, your soft drinks, not just,
so this is called hiddenpoweruniversity.org. This is an ad, by the way.
The mere process of metabolism.
All right, here we go.
Also, Sergeant Penniston's ring around that triangle with the 2 black circles resembles the second symbol from the right on the Wadley disc that has a ring around a triangle with 3 circles. Sergeant CJ and his wife were very confused about what had happened. CJ recalculated his GPS and continued driving northwest to Atlanta, Georgia, again on a different road. They finally checked into the Magnuson Hotel in Kennesaw, north of Atlanta, at 7:36 a.m. on June 29, 2015. They slept in the day and then got back on the road headed for Kentucky. The credit card sales receipt for the Motel 6 in Paducah, Kentucky, shows CJ and his family checked in at 5:13 a.m. on June 30th, 2015. Exhausted, everyone fell asleep. But Sergeant CJ found himself waking up in their Motel 6 bathroom, holding a ballpoint pen in one hand and the letter-sized motel receipt in the other. CJ was staring at the back of the receipt covered with squares and lines that trailed off to the angry, perplexed letters. What the WTF? For our first recorded interview about this high strangeness, he asked that his voice be electronically altered because he is active Army and he wants to remain anonymous. So what you are about to hear is a distorted male voice. Sergeant CJ talks about a vivid dream that he had before becoming conscious in that bathroom. In the dream, light gray colored alien beings wearing dark lenses over eyes similar to, but larger than human eyes, are warning about a threat to Earth. Have you seen the symbols in sleep or in your mind's eye?
Usually in my sleep, and that first time that it happened was in that hotel. I do not remember getting out of bed and walking into the bathroom with a pen in my hotel sheet and doing that. I literally woke up standing there after I had finished.
Have the symbols been repeated in addition to the squares and the vertical lines?
Yeah, I've seen them again in dream.
Can you describe that dream?
Yeah, it's dark all the way around, and they're being scrolled past from right to left. They're slightly illuminated, like a light blue color.
Are you getting any impression of what they are saying in your dream?
Something Council of 5, I believe.
Council of 5, and what are they saying?
More of a warning, preparation or something, an alert of what may come, or what could come, or what is soon to come, or something to that effect. And they're doing what they can to try to help us. They're almost to the point where they're outnumbered, and we're going to need to assist and get to where we need to be sooner in order to be able to stand a chance.
Did you see any humanoids of any shape or size or type in any of your dreams?
Yes, ma'am.
Which type?
Skin similar to ours, however, grayish in color, elongated heads, larger sockets for eyes, larger eyes. In the dream that I was seeing, there was one about where my feet would be, and I could see expressions on his face as a little bit of worry, but was trying to keep me calm.
Did you get the telepathic impressions of warning there aren't enough of us, there's more of them, something is going to happen that's going to be a big problem, and that these beings have been trying to help and now they can't because they don't have enough numbers versus what is there?
Similar, perhaps, but I think it's more along the lines of what we're doing that's going to harm us, such as sending signals out into space is not a safe thing to do, that we have technology that we need to expand on, but it's being kept from everyone behind locked doors or closed doors, and only to certain individuals or something to that effect. And
I was 12 when I decided this is what I want to do. And here I am.
Joe, I know how dangerous your job is. You have got to promise to be careful.
I promise.
and allow all minds to come together to get things done a little bit quicker.
Or what is going to happen?
Whatever's going to happen might negatively affect us. I don't know what that might be, though.
And if there is a warning or an alert, that would imply that something is coming that may be harmful.
I don't know. I know it's something that will affect us here on Earth. I know that at our current advancement in technology and how we're progressing is happening too slow. And the way to fix that is opening up and allowing everyone here who is kept in the dark or not being told the information. We need to allow outside minds in order to solve the issues that we're having, to increase our advancement in technology and speed up our process for advancement.
If that doesn't happen, what bad could happen?
I really don't have an answer to that.
About the Council of Five, Sergeant C.
Okay. So basically what they're saying is this group of council, or this little group of 5, trying to get this off, hold on. The names are, oh man, they got weird names. Orele, Egregot, Emerther, Jinbo, and Redden. Okay, this is a group of ETs that are trying to tell the humanity of this planet to watch what you're doing with your collective consciousness and understanding, what you choose to focus on. Okay, and a lot of this, the leader of the five is Redden. Okay, this is a group of ET beings. Anyway, that's basically what's going on here. They're telling them, you know, from a different place, galaxy or whatever, different part of the galaxy, the solar system, getting signals through code. Okay, and the code was translated, and this is what they're saying. But so that's what this is. This is basically what a lot of our metaphysical awakening people here are talking about. It's time to look at evolving the human experience, which is a spirit that operates inside a body. Okay. It operates inside and out.
He told me he had never heard about it outside of the dream. When you Google ET or alien...
Ready?
Mother.
Let's do this.
Farewells are never easy.
or Alien Council of Five. This is one of the websites that comes up that lists 5 alleged alien races that include, all caps, Emerther. The website Alien Axioms describes the Emerther as, quote, one of the founder races of the Council of Five, ancient and more advanced on many levels than most cosmic intelligences. Allegedly, it was the Emerther that wanted to meet with, or did meet with, American President Dwight Eisenhower to perhaps discuss atomic bomb tests. The Emerther warned humans that atomic bombs must be stopped because the nuclear blasts were tearing into other dimensions. The website states, without giving sources, quote, very little is known about the 5 alien races that make up the Council of Five. These 5 races have been protecting Earth and humans for a long time, and they last met together on this planet in 1944, close quote. I asked Sergeant CJ why he thought advanced intelligences would be communicating with Earth humans in binary code. And he replied, quote, well, maybe it's like the yin and yang symbol of black and white. So zeros and ones can be used all over the universe to communicate, close quote. On Earth, this is what standard ASCII 8-bit binary code looks like. It starts with the number 0, which is equivalent to the 8 characters 0011 space 0000.
That's a signal.
Capital letters are different from lowercase letters.
Signal language.
Punctuation, such as periods and commas, each have their own 8-bit code designators.
The body has this as well, because we're a biological computer.
Translated.
This
Here
stuff
is
is
the
nuts.
first page showing how letters and words emerge in ASCII binary code.
So here's what it says in a minute.
Continuous protection of humanity, 49 degrees, 27 minutes north, 11 degrees, 5 minutes east. Expose hidden knowledge to all caps. Citizens, advancement imperative for planetary survival. Beware of Orion 1350.3 and Z Reticuli 39.1 question mark. The question mark is from the translator. Then the number 70, avoid and the bracket signal was an interpretation by the translator. It said, avoid messages sent. Now here is the whole translation for all of the squares and lines. Sergeant CJ wrote on the back of that Motel 6 letter-size receipt in Paducah, Kentucky. Continuous protection of humanity, 49 degrees 27 minutes north, 11 degrees 5 minutes east. Expose hidden knowledge to all citizens.
That's the government.
Advancement imperative for planetary survival.
And the human, the race, figuring out what the government's doing.
1350.3 and Z Reticuli 39.1, question mark 70.
Which is advancement for our
Avoid
imperative.
messages sent. And
Sorry.
now we know the numbers 1350.3 and 39.1 question mark 70 do have a match in the distance from the Earth to the Orion Nebula, which is 1,350 light years from Earth.
Okay, light years.
And
That's in
to
the
the
same
binary
galaxy,
star system of Zeta Reticuli, that is 39.17 light years from Earth. Earlier references to Zeta Reticuli 1 first turned up in the 1961 Betty and Barney Hill abduction in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. That was the first worldwide reported human abduction by gray alien beings. Betty Hill said one of the gray entities showed her a three-dimensional hologram of stars that had connecting lines that the gray telepathically downloaded into Betty's mind were trade routes connecting some star systems in our arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Instead of solid lines, some stars were connected by dash lines. The gray being telepathed to Betty that those were exploration routes and that our sun and solar system were being explored.
The first
Oh, you little.
has to be a
You see what the government, you see what YouTube does? It puts them ads in the right spot, you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
The last line, avoid messages sent, seems to relate to Sergeant CJ's dream information about the danger of Earth sending out SETI signals without knowing who is on the other end. That same warning came in 2015 from Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and physicist Stephen Hawking about both SETI and relying too much on artificial.
Son of a. Well, it just cut off. I'll get back to it.
Hi, I'm Linda Moulton.
Lightly illuminated, like a light blue color.
Are you getting any impression of what they are saying in your dream? Heard about it outside of the dream. When you Google ET or Alien Council of Five, this is when intelligences would be communicating with Earth humans in binary code.
I'll be right. Okay, right
He
here.
replied, quote, well, maybe it's like the yin and yang symbol of black and white. So zeros and ones can be used all over the universe to communicate, close quote. On Earth, this is what standard ASCII 8-bit binary code looks like. It starts with the number 0, which is equivalent to the 8 characters 0011 space 0000. Capital letters are different from lowercase letters. Punctuations such as periods and commas each have their own 8-bit code designators. I had Sergeant CJ's squares and ones translated. Here is the first page showing how letters and words emerge in ASCII binary code. Continuous protection of humanity, 49 degrees, 27 minutes north, 11 degrees, 5 minutes east. Expose hidden knowledge to all caps. Citizens, advancement imperative for planetary survival. Beware of Orion 1350 39.3 and Z Reticuli 39.1 question mark. The question mark is from the translator. Then the number 70, a void, and the bracket signal was an interpretation by the translator. It said a void, messages sent. Now here is the whole translation for all of the squares and lines. Sergeant CJ wrote on the back of that Motel 6 letter-size receipt in Paducah, Kentucky. Continuous protection of humanity, 49 degrees 27 minutes north, 11 degrees 5 minutes east. Expose hidden knowledge to all citizens. Advancement imperative for planetary survival. Beware of Orion 1350.3 and Z Reticuli 39.1.
That's group of
Question mark
ETs.
70. Avoid messages sent. And now we know the numbers 1350.3 and 39.1 question mark 70 do have a match in the distance from the Earth to the Orion Nebula, which is 1,350 light years from Earth, and to the binary star system of Zeta Reticuli, that is 39.17 light years from Earth. Earlier references to Zeta Reticuli 1 first turned up in the 1961 Betty and Barney Hill abduction in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. That was the first worldwide reported human abduction by gray alien beings. Betty Hill said one of the gray entities showed her a three-dimensional hologram of stars that had connecting lines that the gray telepathically downloaded into Betty's mind were trade routes connecting some star systems in our arm of the Milky Way galaxy. Instead of solid lines, some stars were connected by dashed lines. The gray being telepathed to Betty that those were exploration routes and that our sun and solar system were being explored.
Hey, Sphinx or Black Cat here in our virtual showroom space where you can connect with a product expert.
The last line, avoid messages sent, seems to allude to Sergeant CJ's dream information about the danger of Earth sending out SETI signals without knowing who is on the other end. That same warning came in 2015 from Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and physicist Stephen Hawking about both SETI and relying too much on artificial intelligence.
This is David Icke. He's been saying this for a long time. That's what I've been saying. He's a good guy.
When I started this big kind of awakening within myself, like another level, I had this overwhelming feeling for months just to throw everything out. I only live in a little flat because I want to and I like it and it just suits me, but it was still full of rubbish. You don't believe the number of things you kind of accumulate. And what I was going through was an inner clearing of everything out. What really matters to me? What is relevant? And so much doesn't matter. We hold things on within ourselves that don't matter and we get stressed about them. I was going to the bloody...
That's me talking about the outward
day.
in life.
The same as you again. Yeah, more stuff. After that kind of, I stopped because I had nothing else to throw out. I went through a process, and you know, I'm quite a clean fella, but I'm not obsessed with it. But I wanted to clean everything. Cleaning everything constantly. And what I realized that I was doing is I was externalizing what was happening within me. And it was such a wonderful experience to clear out external expression of it, but the inner clutter, to start to realize what really matters. So much that winds us up and diverts us and pulls us into mind and stress doesn't matter. You know, I have this thing. I say to people, if you were on your deathbed and had 10 minutes to live, would what's stressing you now matter? Well, no. Well, the great trick is bring that here into the now and don't let it matter now. Oh, well, what she said about me, it was disgusting. Doesn't matter. She'll say something else tomorrow. What does it matter? All it matters is we are consciousness having an experience. And we know that we're consciousness having an experience. And taking responsibility is taking power back. Actually, we are expressing an energetic, vibrational version of us all the time. It's called vibes. And if we could get into a real deep level of it, we'd realize what I call this magnetic attraction.
Energy.
Is actually creating our reality all the time. The manipulators know that.
Understanding.
If they can bring you into certain states of being, certain states of stress, certain states of fear,
Anxiety.
they know that by doing that, you are going to generate the vibrational frequency of those emotional states, and you are going to draw other sinking energies, other stressful, fearful emotional states towards you. And therefore, they're actually creating your reality by manipulating your state of being. They know how this works.
Yep.
And if we take responsibility, as Carl Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own soul.
Yeah.
But if we say, I am responsible for what I am creating, what is it about me that's pulling this in? You take responsibility, and what you're saying is, I have the power to control my reality. I've just got to take responsibility for what's happening and then realize why it's happening. And with that realization, the vibrational frequency I'm broadcasting changes, and we stop pulling that kind of thing into our lives anymore. We changed our reality. When you go through a change of state of consciousness, state of awareness, state of perception, then many people go out of your life that were in before, and other people come in. Changes happen in your life. Some of them you don't like, but what it is, it's just the old life created by the old energy field, created from the old perception, breaking down so another one can come in.
Yeah.
And it happens because when we change, our energy changes, and therefore what it attracts changes, because we are in control. If only we realize that and take it back. And it's interesting, you know, when you start to change your perception and you want to be spiritual, as they say, what kind of goes on in your mind is, now I want to be spiritual, everything's going to change, and I'm going to go down leafy lanes with little nymphs and butterflies are going to drop on my arm, and it's going to be lovely because I'm spiritual now. And what happens? All hell often breaks loose in your life. It bloody well did in mine. And what happens then is we think, if this is spirituality, 2 years into this journey of mine, conscious journey, I thought, if this is spirituality, you can stick it, this is no fun. Because everything in my life broke down. But if we understand what's happening, then the pain of that breakdown can be very, very much diminished. Because what we're putting out before the change is in our vibrational fields that attract certain vibrational fields back, which we call a life, people, places, ways of life, experiences. When we change, shift our consciousness, there is that transitional point where the old construct, vibrational construct, starts to break down, so the new one can come in. And if the old one doesn't break down, the new one can't come in. And at that time, we experience it as all hell's breaking loose in our lives. But
you can have simultaneous. You can have simultaneous,
so the new can be. And on a collective level, that is what we're experiencing now. We're experiencing the breakdown of the old collective order as this vibrational change moves on, and it seems as if the world's falling apart. What it gives us the opportunity to do is to break out of the enslavement of the old structure, the old system, and build another one, put another one in its place.
It's about understanding the self. In return, everyone else around you will feel it, the vibes.